Arpan was an 8-year-old boy who loved the quiet moments of the morning. Before the world woke up with its loud whistles and rushing cars, he liked to sit by his window and watch the dew cling to the leaves. He would whisper to the rising sun, "My source is infinite." To Arpan, the world was a giant book of secrets, and he felt connected to every star and every leaf. Sometimes, when the school day felt long and his backpack felt heavy, Arpan's body felt a little tired. His tummy would do tiny somersaults of worry, and his head would feel heavy like a rain cloud. He would pause, close his eyes, and say to his own beating heart, "I am healthy." Just saying it made him feel like a bright, glowing battery recharging in the sun. His mother, Ananya, always knew when Arpan needed a little extra light. She walked into his room as the afternoon sun painted stripes on the floor. She saw his hunched shoulders as he looked at a difficult puzzle and knew it was time for a reminder. Ananya believed the mind was like a beautiful garden. If you plant flowers of thought, the weeds of worry cannot grow. "Arpan," Ananya whispered, "remember your heart words. When things feel like a big mountain, speak to the mountain with kindness." She explained that the words we say to ourselves create the world we live in. "The things you say to yourself are the most important words of all," she said, giving his hand a soft, reassuring squeeze. Ananya encouraged him to try a very special heart word. Arpan took a deep, slow breath, feeling the air move all the way down to his toes. He closed his eyes and said firmly, "Miracles comes easily to me." As the words left his lips, he felt a warm, golden glow spread from his chest to his fingertips, making the difficult puzzle pieces seem to hum with possibility. The next morning, Arpan didn't wait for the grumpy thoughts to arrive. He walked straight to the big mirror in the hallway, stood tall like a brave explorer, and looked himself in the eye. "I am happy," he declared with a giggle. He felt a surge of joyful energy, and his reflection seemed to sparkle back at him with a grin just as wide as his own. At school, the playground felt big and loud, but Arpan felt different today. He saw his friend Vihan standing by the tall climbing wall, looking at his shoes with a sad frown. Vihan looked exactly how Arpan used to feel when the world felt too big. Instead of staying quiet, Arpan walked over with a pocket full of heart words and a bright, welcoming smile. "You can do it, Vihan," Arpan said, placing a supportive hand on his friend's arm. "Just try saying, 'I am brave enough to take the first step.' It's a heart word." Vihan looked at Arpan, then up at the wall. Slowly, Vihan repeated the words, his shoulders relaxing as he reached for the first bright orange grip on the wall. When Arpan returned home, his room was a sea of scattered blocks and stray socks. Usually, it felt like a chore he couldn't finish. He took a breath and whispered, "I am focused and I am steady." He began to pick up the blocks, imagining each one was a brick in a castle of peace. He worked with purpose, humming a happy tune the entire time. That night, as the stars blinked like diamonds in the sky, Arpan told Ananya about his day. "I used my words to help Vihan, and I used them to help my heart," he said proudly. He tucked himself into his cozy bed and whispered his final heart word, "I am loved, and I am enough." Ananya kissed his forehead, knowing his world was bright.